Okay. Hello and welcome back to Let's Talk English. Now, today's video is gonna be super special because I'll tell you one thing, right? Whenever I take speaking mock tests, whether it's a candidate who's very proficient already with the English language or it is someone who's just starting, they all have one common problem. The unlimited stutter, unnatural pauses, everything in speaking part two. Now, I am saying this very responsibly. They are very good in part one, they're exceptionally good in part three, but then what happens that they are not able to speak flawlessly, fluently in speaking part two? I will cover each and everything, and I can promise you one thing 100%. After this video, you will be 100% able to speak fluently without any stutter in speaking part 2, and then getting a band 7 or higher will be very, very, very easy for you. Of course, this comes with a condition that you need to practice, but yes, this video is all you need. So let's get started. First of all, let me take you to how a speaking part 2 looks like. So if you all have been through this, right, we are looking at IELTS Cambridge Book 18, and I'm going to take you directly to the speaking test. And this is what your cue card looks like, right? It very clearly, okay, let me just slightly, okay. I hope it's comfortably visible. So, yes, we are now talking about speaking part 2. If you look at your speaking part 2, you have a few things here, right, that we need to understand about this particular section. Uh, IELTS officially calls it as the long term, but it is very famously known as the speaking part 2. The examiner, when they finish your speaking part 1, they will very clearly tell you that, okay, this now we've finished our speaking part 1 and we are now going to proceed into speaking part 2. And then the examiner will also tell you something about the speaking part 2, which is more or less this thing, right? You will have to talk about the topic. Let me make it very clear, right? So the speaking part 2 runs for 3 to 4 minutes, right? And the examiner will firstly tell you the whole speaking QCAT topic. After that, he will give you 1 minute to prepare for your speaking part 2 question, whatever he is given. And then after that, when 1 minute is over, the examiner will ask you to speak. Now remember, you don't have a watch in this. There's no wall clock. You're not allowed to wear a wristwatch inside, which is why it is very important to understand that our time estimation can be completely wrong. Why am I discussing this? Because in IELTS fluency and coherence band descriptor, your instructions are very clear under band 5 that the speaker must be able to speak sufficiently. What is that sufficient speaking? The timing that you see here, 1 to 2 minutes, right? So if the candidate is not able to speak for a minimum of 1 to 2 minutes as per instructions, they will not give you a band 5 here, and the whole speaking test score will come down to an extent that you might have to go and give the test once again, appear for the test once again. Sorry for my bad choice of words. Now, despite this, I will always be preparing you for 2.5 minutes. Why is that? Because we don't have clarity what is the difference between speaking for 1 to 2 minutes and above 2 minutes. We only know that the examiner cannot let you speak for more than 2.5 minutes. So, our golden instruction here is that you should never stop by yourself. You should be able to speak until the examiner stops you. The examiner will not let you speak for more than 2.5 minutes. And if your examiner stops you, trust me, this is the best thing that can happen to you. Okay. Now, the next thing that I wanted to discuss here was how to speak endlessly. For us, we have to understand the nature of the cue card and the importance of 1 minute. By the importance of 1 minute, what I mean to say here is the cue card preparation time that you have, you need to very effectively use it. How can you use it effectively? By creating great notes. How can you create great notes? By writing in bullet points, not in full sentences. Trust me when I say this, If you start writing down sentences, you will just make sure that you're going to appear for this test twice. You need to have more and more ideas. That's the whole point. Okay. The nature of the cue card. Basically, what I want to clear here is I'll give you 5 seconds, right? In the comment section or with yourself, you can just count how many questions are there. Now, if you are a regular candidate with whom I'm meeting for the first time, you might say there is just one question or there are 5 questions. But let me tell you a little inside story. There are two types of questions here. One is optional, the second is compulsory. Now, your compulsory questions are these: describe some food or drink that you learned to prepare and explain how you felt about learning to prepare this food or drink. My suggestion is that in the very first 30 seconds, you answer these questions first. The reason is very simple. Let's suppose the examiner is satisfied. He or she's made up their mind that they are not going to give you above a band 5, and they stop you. Or let's say they have made up their mind that your English spoken skills are phenomenal and they want to just get over with it. So they have the authority to stop you at exactly 1 minute or a little later than that, not more than that. Now, if in this case you have not addressed both compulsory questions, what is going to happen? You're going to lose marks on the understanding aspect of your question cue card, which means the examiner may feel that you do not deserve the score that he or she was thinking. So, therefore, in the first 30 seconds, just make sure that you are delivering these two questions. Make a note of these. I'll tell you how to do that, and then you can come to your optional questions. That is, IELTS itself is saying you should say, what what food or drink did you learn to prepare? When and where did you learn to prepare this? And how did you learn to prepare this? So these are your three optional questions. And once we've understood this, I would now like to go into the three super methods. Irrespective, see, okay, I'll be very clear here, right? These three methods are not like they're just superpowers, right? They're a little less than that. They become superpowers when you practice with them. My suggestion is go through this video, watch how I speak on three different cue cards based on these three different topics, and then what I want you to do is I want you to adapt anything and be open to changing your method as and when time allows you to do so. Maybe today you feel the random approach is great since you are a working professional, but after a certain while you feel, yeah, okay, whenever I'm doing different question QCA topics, the random approach every time is not working. So you may want to switch to another topic, another method, and that's totally fine, right? Whatever gets you to your dream band score, that is the best method, right? Irrespective of whatever method you choose, your first and foremost task will be to make sure that you write on your cue card, okay, my topic is describe some food or drink that you learned to prepare and explain how did you feel about learning to prepare this food or drink, right? So, what I'll do is I'll take both of all three methods, but I will make sure that every QCA topic that I'm doing, I'm answering these two questions first, right? So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get started. Okay. My very first QCA topic is describe some food or drink that you learned to prepare. You should say what food or drink did you learn to prepare? When and where did you learn to prepare this? How did you learn to prepare this? And okay, can I take this to the Miro sketchboard? Let me see. I'll take this. Oh, by the way, I think I forgot to tell you. Once your 1 minute is over, the examiner will take back the question cue card, right? So let's not paste it on Miro board. Let's just see what the main topic is. Describe some food or drink item that you learned to prepare and explain how you felt about learning to prepare this. So I'll go to the random approach, and I hope you can see this. My first thing is that I would go ahead and I would write, what could it be? Could it be something like Okay, I think I can talk about poha, right? That is the food item that I learned to prepare. Now, whatever I'm writing is not supposed to be written by you. I'm just writing it for your reference so that you can see through the video, right? Learn to prepare. And what is the second question? The compulsory question. How you felt about learning to prepare? I felt good about it. Okay, so felt good, triumphant. I don't know how that's. I think a triumphant. And or felt like I've climbed. I think the stupid autocorrect. Hmm. So these are my two basic questions, and I will be going ahead and I will be just explaining on this. Do I have the option to turn on the timer? Let me see. Word counter, page IQ, no. Oh, sorry, I forgot. Just give me 1 second. Okay, online stopwatch. There was this one very beautiful watch the other day. Okay, I don't like this background, so I'll just change it to 8 minutes and 20. Oh, sorry. Okay, so how do I put it into split view? Add to new split view, and I will take this. Yes. So this is going to be my. I hope I can portray everything properly here. Right. Okay. Hmm. It's a little always irritating to set up things, but yeah, I hope you can see whatever is on the screen. And now I will just go ahead, and I don't have the option to change it. So let's let it be like this, right? So three, two, one, and I will start the answer. So I very clearly remember about this question that the first thing that I learned to prepare was Maggi noodles. But this is not something that I've been very proud of. Why? Because first, it's junk food. It's kind of junk food. And I have been traumatized the whole of my life that if you eat a lot of Maggi noodles, they're going to stick up in your intestines and we'll have to just take it out via operation. So one really, really, really good cuisine that I have learned to prepare successfully is poha. If you're not able to understand it by that way, let me give you a very simple name, and that's called beaten rice. Now, this is extremely nutritious as far as I've heard. This is just a form of different types of rice, and it's a world popular cuisine, specifically breakfast, right? When you ask me how did I feel, you might have judged from my expressions. I felt like I've climbed the Mount Everest because I'm a very lazy person and I live in a joint family, so there's never ever been the scarcity of prepared or cooked food, especially because there are a lot of people around me from the age group of 60, my uncles, my aunts, grandfather, grandmother, they all know cooking and they want that their children should sit and eat. But that thing apart, this also became a problem for me because when I went to work, I came to Bombay, I did not know anything to prepare and it was very difficult for me to survive. Because of this, I kind of was looked down upon by everyone around me, whether it was my security guard, my landlord, or the office co workers, right? And it was a big trouble also because everywhere, if you were making plans to go for 2 days, 3 days, you had to think about how you will surprise. And this is when I started learning how to make poha. It had been an absolutely great experience because I was someone who just knew how to boil water in the kitchen. And when I got to know that this thing is so easy, specifically the dish that is served in my house, my God, it was so delightful, such an achievement. In addition to that, I would also like to tell you that I know at least five variations of it. One that is prepared in my home, one that a lot of people here consume as breakfast in Bombay, and the most important one is the national dish version that is prepared in Madhya Pradesh, Indore specifically. That being said, I feel that now it has given me superpowers because whenever my cousins come home and they want to stay here, watch the whole of the city, go on a Bombay tour, they always know that whenever they wake up, I'll always be there to prepare poha for them, and that is why this is such a special feeling. So, 3 minutes, 8 seconds into my mind, into the journey of dreams that I always do while speaking. This was your random approach. I almost answered these two compulsory questions that were describe some food or item. I've had been describing it throughout. That was poha. And then how you felt about learning to prepare this food or drink. I tell what food? Yes. When and where you learned? No. But I did mention, I guess, YouTube or something, or by myself. No, I did not mention. How you learned? Did not mention. But hardly matters because these are the optional questions. Now, the compulsory questions were done. And this is your random approach. My personal feeling is that you should do very well with it if you are a working professional because you don't have the fear of speaking. But if you are a student, this might not go very well with you, right? So, in that scenario, I have another method that is called six waiters and one hotel, and I'm going to proceed with that only. But to make things interesting, I'll move to the next question type in this Cambridge IELTS Book 18 Test 2, and that is going to be a tourist attraction in your country that you would recommend and explain why you would recommend this tourist attraction. So, what could be that one tourist attraction? I would say India Gate. Okay, now I'm slightly confused. Gateway of India or India Gate? Because I've seen in New Delhi's. But is that? I think it is India Gate, right? Because there's India Gate basmati rice also. So I'm just taking my punt on it. If I'm wrong, please don't come and abuse me in the comment section. वैसे तो I don't have any audience so who would come and just abuse me. Okay, right. So, what is the name? This is kind of like, a lovely way to call it, right? I'll tell you how to do it, right? So, the very first thing that you are going to do is you are going to answer your compulsory questions, and I'm going to say India Gate and nahi, India Gate, I don't think. I would still suggest Taj Mahal because that's easy to speak upon since it's very widely discussed in the current affairs also. If you remember recently, Trump's son and his daughter-in-law, they came, I might be wrong, and they were to attend a wedding in Udaipur and they visited this monument, the Monument of Love, that is Taj Mahal. What was my second question? Why would you recommend? Because of seventh wonder of the world. Please remember, your ideas, your opinions, your facts don't matter. What matters is how beautifully you say it, right? So, once I have written down that I'm going to speak these two questions, now what I do is I just simply go ahead and answer six waiters and one hotel. What are these six waiters and one hotel? Okay. Yeah, I think this is a better view if everyone is able to see this. And let me put the clock on the right side. Can I do it? Arrange split view. Choose left, right. Okay. I'm not sure. So I'm thinking, let me take this camera here. I hope you're not abusing me. The logo goes here and I go here. Okay, I think that should do justice, but don't just abuse me in the comment section. Okay, because it's the eighth wonder of the world, seventh wonder, whatever you want to say. And all right, interesting. So, see, six waiters, one hotel basically refers to the fact that we are going to use these as our supporting factors. How do you feel about it? Oh, I feel absolutely magical. And mind me, I'm going to tell you something that might surprise you. I've never visited Taj Mahal, right? So whatever I'm going to speak is going to come from my imagination and whatever I've seen of it in documentaries and the very famous movie Bunty and Bubbly. Absolutely mesmerized. Okay, now the six waiters are what? It's a what is it? You can't call it graveyard. They have a special name for it that I have forgotten. So it's a symbol of love. I'll just right. I'll be very honest. I've forgotten the word, so I'll just remember what I can say easily, and I'll write on that. Okay. What? When did you visit it? 2015. Where is it situated? It's situated in Agra, Uttar Pradesh. What, when, where, why? Because it's an ode to true love. Right. It was built by Shah Jahan. What, when, why, where, who built it? The then Emperor Shah Jahan. I hope I'm not wrong here. EMPR. Yeah. Okay. And what, when, where, why, who, which thing? Okay. These are very dynamic questions. Which person did you take there? Right. I would say my family of four cousins. I being the eldest one. Right. Now, let me tell you one more thing. If you really want to supercharge your cue card answer, now you should always have as many personal details as possible. Right. Let me just cross check. I'm not going overboard. Where in this country tourist attraction that your country you would recommend? Yeah, so I'll just frame it like this. Let me just be very clear. I will first tell what I'm going to recommend, why I'm going to recommend, right? And then I'll start talking about my personal experience with this. So that's how. Okay, so I guess we should begin, right? Three, two, one, go. So I would like to talk to you about something that is very close to my heart, and I've personally been there for more than eight times. And this is the seventh wonder of the world that is situated in the heart of my country, India, inside of the biggest state, Uttar Pradesh, inside the city of the world's sweetest people, that is Agra. The monument or the tourist attraction's name is Taj Mahal, and it has been classified as the seventh wonder of the world. It's absolutely humongous, and there is no reason why, if you go there, you do not fall in love with it. I remember I went there in 2015 with my four cousins who were here because they had flown in from Canada, from my extended family that lives in the States and Canada, right? All of these four youngsters, they were my responsibility, and they were so close to my heart because they were all born right in front of me, and I had taken care of them when they were just babies. And this is when we felt that let me take them to visit the symbol of love, this monumental wonder that is inside of our country, and show them what true love is. I still remember the road from New Delhi to Agra at that time was not very nice, but again, we were lucky because one of our relatives told us that there's a separate way which you can take. It's a good route. You might reach half an hour later, but you will not have any jerks or anything. So we chose that. And after almost 4.5 hours, we reached there. The moment we stepped out, we got to know that cars are not allowed in a certain limit premise outside of the monument, because they're trying to preserve the white stone, which has become a little yellower. It has turned pale because of the excessive pollution at that time, and the government was doing an absolutely wonderful job. So we had to park our cars in a safe parking spot under the administration of the government. We paid the fees and we went there. We walked almost 2.5 kilometers. All my cousins really enjoyed the romantic feeling that was inside. Why not? Because it was built by the then emperor, Mughal emperor of India, Shah Jahan, as an ode to the true love that he actually had for his wife Mumtaz Mahal. And it is her, in the memory of who it is built, and it is still standing white and tall, shining like anything, right? My family of four cousins were really spellbounded, right? They just felt that if they had brought their own camera, they would have such a great experience. But then we laughed it out because we felt, okay, if you want photos, you can come another time. And this is how I may end up meeting you in a year or two, or otherwise, you're not going to meet me for the next 10 years. We all felt absolutely mesmerized, one thing, and we actually vowed that we will be meeting very soon, but that day since then has not come. I hope we go there again, but any person who's coming to India must visit Taj Mahal, because there's nothing like this in the world. So, 3 minutes 26 seconds. And this is how you do the six waiters and one hotel method. Absolutely beautiful, absolutely easy to follow. There's no hard signs. These six questions are completely dynamic, right? You can just address your two questions, main ones. Did we address them? Yes. I was about to say monument, but thank God I remembered that it's about tourist attraction. And then why I would recommend, because it's the seventh wonder of the world, right? So I hope you like this. If you've come so far, it's 27 minutes. I really appreciate, and you can just hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, because I will be bringing the whole IELTS course here on YouTube. You don't have to pay anything, and I can promise you, if you go through this, you will get your score whatever you want. Rest, if you have any doubts, if you want me to evaluate your speaking, I'm always at your service via Instagram. The description of this video will contain my Instagram handle, so you can just contact me via that. All right, next, inspired from part one. This is something that I'm a little dicey about, but as a bonus, you can take this, right? So, in order to illustrate this, also, let me take you to the third of this, and I hope it's a good topic. It's Book 18 Academic Test 3. Is the mic still working or it's alive? What is this question? Oh, this is interesting. Describe a time when you enjoyed visiting a member of your family in their home and explain what you enjoyed about this visit. Right. Now, if you have been connected with me on this channel, you know that I belong from Amritsar. Right. And oh my God. So sorry, so sorry, so sorry. Okay, so this guy, who is this? This is the person who's shooting this video. Okay, so a very interesting cue card topic. Describe a time when you enjoyed visiting a member of your family in their home and explain what you enjoy. Oh my God, Indians and weddings. What better than this, right? So I'll also try to include as much details as possible. Okay. So in this particular thing, what you do is you pick up random thoughts, right? Like, let me give you a glimpse of it, right? So I want, okay, first of all, the compulsory question has to be done, and that is, hmm, okay. So a time, 2010, marriage of my cousin, who else? Neha, right? And why did you enjoy it so much? Very simple. At least 15 new cousins. My God, my typing skills, you'll beat me when you meet me. Rhyming. Now, this time I'll act as a younger brother. Fun and frolic and no stress. Okay, now what you do is in your 1 minute, whatever you have, you will pick up individual pointers and which are related to this, and you will just start describing them after answering these two questions, right? So just let me take it here. I hope all of you are able to see this. Let me just check my OBS. I'm not, I'm such an idiot. Okay, I hope it's not coming in the way. I can also put it here, right? Yeah, so this would be a much easier way. Yes, so it's inspired from part one, and my topics would be Amritsar, Jallianwala Bagh, and Lawrence Road. My God, when you have to imagine things, it's a little okay. Cafe Coffee Day. It was my first visit. I still remember that. And the sizzle dizzle brownie. Still haven't gotten out of that. I don't want to say it. Yeah, I have a waist that's about to be 36 inch, but still haven't come out of that chocolate fantasy, right? Or what else can we be having? So we could talk about cafe coffee day. We could talk about the wedding ceremonies and what else then to say than to furious relatives, right? And what else? Yeah, I even lost my jacket. I very clearly remember. Lost my jacket, got almost beaten up. I think I would be able to deliver this in the best way possible, and you should be able to enjoy it. So, let me just rearrange it so that you have a better idea of how to do this. And let's take this here. Yeah, so these are all pointers, and you can talk about them in the exact part one style, right? Like what you would do is you would just touch a point, and then what you would do is you would just extend. Okay, so these are my pointers. You could have a lot of other pointers, and I'm so excited to start it, right? So I'm starting in three, two, one. I can never ever forget the most wonderful, the happiest experience of my life when I, a regular Delhi boy, went back to his own roots that were in Amritsar. Now, to give you a little bit of brief about it, my whole family shifted from Amritsar to New Delhi in the 1984 riots, and since then we've been living here. And in 2010, one of my cousins, Neha, who had shifted to America permanently, had come back just for 1 week to get married and fly back since her visa regulations did not allow. As much disappointing as it sounds, no, it was a very beautiful experience, thoroughly enjoyed for me and everybody else. Why? Because I got to meet at least 15 of my cousins whom I was going to be with for the first time in my life, and my God, it was such a fun and frolic time. There was no stress, especially because I was going there with my elder brother as the younger one, who was not just 15 years old. Right now, my story about this thing starts when we boarded a train to Amritsar from New Delhi, and my God, it took so long, like 11, 12 hours. And I don't know what was the reason, but there was some kind of a track disruption due to which the government was very careful about our safety and they had to halt the train. But yes, apart from that, all our things that were bad ended there. The moment we got out of the train, one of my cousins who'd come with Neha Didi from America, he first took us to Cafe Coffee Day at 2 a.m. in the evening, and that is when I first got to know that there are cafeterias in this world which are open till that. And then, to my surprise, I got to know that Cafe Coffee Day in Amritsar on Lawrence Road, next to Jallianwala Bagh, is open 24 hours a day, 365 days of the year. Why? Because Amritsar is the religious epicenter of the world, and people from all across the world keep coming here. They can come at any time. The Golden Temple is open throughout, and therefore, the Cafe Coffee Day has also got to be running throughout. For the very first time in my life, I actually savored a, a dessert that is called hot chocolate brownie. And my god, till date, it has been my best cuisine when it comes to desserts. Additionally, the hotel that we were booked in, we went there, we went to the wedding next day, and to my surprise, I lost my very expensive jacket there. And unfortunately, the hotel did not comply, but things are the way they are, you can't do anything. The one thing that I really enjoyed about it was the wedding ceremonies. Of course, in Hindu culture, wedding is a very big day for anyone, but this was special because that bride was going back to the United States after a week. The wedding was almost on the third day in the week, and so everyone wanted to enjoy it so thoroughly that no one left the wedding. I don't think I've seen anything like that throughout the next 15 years of my life. And an additional thing, which is you might have come across in a lot of Bollywood movies, two of our uncles, they were very infuriated because no one was acting responsibly, and we had to make sure that they also enjoyed the wedding by actually apologizing to them more than 15-20 times, and it was a fun experience. We were young and it felt very good. And this is one thing that I've literally talked about for 3 minutes and 49 seconds, and I guess I can keep on speaking for more than half an hour. So this is how you speak your cue cards. Trust me one thing. Any of these methods you can use to speak endlessly. If you have any problems, you can get in touch with me personally. This video has already, I guess, gone above 37 minutes, my longest video till date, kind of looking like a marathon. But this is all for you people. I hope you take the best out of this. If you want me to evaluate your speaking, I have a band 8.5 overall, 9 in listening and reading, and a band 7.5 on speaking and writing. And I almost deal with around 40 candidates every day in the day job as an IELTS and PT trainer. So if you have any questions, please message me on Instagram. I'll be more than happy to help you. So this was part two. Tomorrow we'll be looking at part three and how to extend the answers, just like speaking part one. And most likely our course will be finished tomorrow. So therefore, I love you all. Keep practicing, and we'll meet in the next video. Bye bye.